You are the most AI-skilled generation that has ever entered the workforce. You are also the easiest one to fire. That's not an insult. That's a measured fact. And I'm going to show you the number that proves it in a minute. But first, if you've sent out 100 applications and started wondering what's wrong with you, I need you to hear this. Nothing is wrong with you. There's a number in this story that researchers themselves called ironic because it proves this isn't an accident. I'll get to it. Forrester Research measures something called AIQ, AI readiness. Gen Z scores 22%, the highest of any generation ever measured. Baby boomers score 6%. That's almost 4 times the skill level in the exact technology every company on Earth claims defines its future. And yet, entry-level jobs are vanishing at a pace that should be statistically impossible.
If skill was actually the deciding factor here, look at the real numbers. Software development postings for candidates with under 3 years of experience, down from 43% to 28%. Data analysis roles, down from 35% to 22%. Consulting, down from 41% to 26%. And here's the detail that makes this undeniable. Total job postings in these exact fields stayed flat. In some cases, they even increased. The jobs didn't disappear. The entry point did. The door narrowed specifically for the people trying to walk through it for the first time. You're not imagining this. You're not bad at applying. The math is simply working against you in a way it never worked against the generation before you. So if it's not about skill, what is it actually about? Let's follow the money, because the real explanation has almost nothing to do with competence.
Goldman Sachs estimates AI is cutting roughly 16,000 jobs a month in the United States, right now. Entry-level roles absorb most of that impact. Data entry, customer support, administrative work, help desk positions, these are the first to go, because they're the cheapest to cut. But here's the twist that almost nobody reports honestly. Forrester predicts that half of these AI-attributed layoffs will be quietly reversed within the next 2 years. Not through a public apology, not through an admission of error, just quietly refilled. Often offshore, almost always at a lower salary than before. 55% of employers already admit, internally, in private surveys, that they regret the layoffs they made in the name of artificial intelligence. Klarna is the most documented case. They replaced 700 employees with AI systems. Quality collapsed almost immediately. Customers revolted publicly.
The company had no choice but to quietly rehire humans to fix what the AI couldn't actually do. You weren't replaced by a smarter system that outperformed you. You were replaced by a convenient headline that looked good in a quarterly earnings call. Still with me? Good. Because the number I mentioned at the start, the one researchers themselves called ironic, is coming next. And it's the part of this story that almost nobody connects together. Look at what these companies say publicly versus what they do privately. Salesforce's CEO posted publicly that his company is hiring 1,000 new graduates, specifically to help build their AI systems. IBM's CEO said something nearly identical, that they'll hire more new graduates over the next 12 months than they have in years. Meanwhile, in the exact same period, Microsoft cut 15,000 jobs. Oracle cut thousands more. Meta, Amazon, Block, all eliminated thousands of positions, every single one of them, citing AI efficiency as the official reason. 77% of executives say employees who don't become proficient in AI will be passed over for every future promotion. But only 23% of those same companies actually offer any AI training to their own employees. think about what that actually means. They are demanding a skill from you that they openly refuse to teach you. And they are quietly punishing the people who don't already happen to have it walking in the door. Now, here is the number Forrester themselves flagged as genuinely ironic in their own research. The generation being disproportionately shut out of entry-level positions is the exact same generation that scores highest in AI readiness of anyone currently in the workforce. Read that again, because it matters. They are not locking you out because you lack the ability to do the work. They are locking you out precisely while the nature of the work itself shifts in a direction where you were already standing, ahead of everyone else. Why would any company do something that contradicts its own stated interest? Because entry-level workers are simply the cheapest talent available to cut. Cutting them shows immediate, visible savings on a quarterly earnings report today, this quarter, in front of shareholders who reward exactly that kind of short-term thinking. Whether it actually helps the business survive and compete 5 years from now is a completely separate question, one that almost nobody currently in the room is being asked to answer. MIT researcher Andrew McAfee put it about as bluntly as an academic ever does. Eliminating your most AI-fluent, lowest-cost talent pipeline doesn't just damage this year's graduating class. It quietly guts the company's own future workforce, the exact people who would have eventually become tomorrow's experienced, irreplaceable employees. The system here isn't simply unfair to you as an individual, it is structurally self-defeating at the level of the entire economy. And right now, you are the one absorbing the real cost of a decision that you never had any part in making. So if you're watching this after 100 rejections, after months of silence from companies, after starting to genuinely wonder if the problem is somehow you, I need this part to actually land. You are statistically and verifiably the most prepared generation in the history of the modern workforce for the exact technology that every single company insists will define its future. That is not motivational opinion. That is Forrester's own published data, sitting right there for anyone to check.
The rejection letter sitting in your inbox right now is not a verdict on your worth. It is not a verdict on your intelligence. It is not a verdict on your effort. It is the direct output of a corporate cost-cutting pattern that 55% of the very companies running it already privately admit they regret. You do not need to apologize for being qualified in a system that is actively punishing qualification. What you need is to stop quietly internalizing a story that was never actually about you in the first place. If this gave words to something you've been feeling but couldn't quite explain to anyone around you, send it to someone going through the exact same job search right now. Not to vent about it together, to actually inform each other. Because the more people who understand this pattern clearly, the less power it has over how an entire generation sees itself.
In the next video, we're going deeper into what happens when half of these layoffs get quietly reversed, and exactly who ends up getting rehired when they do. Subscribe, turn on notifications, the mission continues.